Hey there, it's Pete. Hope you're having a great day today. Say if you're coming over from my other channel where I show folks how to grow turf grass and things like that, I appreciate you stopping by. But this channel is going to be about my car. So where'd the name Sandman come from? Well, I'll tell you that in a minute. But first, let me tell you a little bit about my history with Mustangs, and that'll kind of give you a little bit better understanding of where Sandman come from. So I got my first car was a 92 hatchback deep emerald green. Absolutely loved that car. That kind of started the whole Mustang craze. Of course, I got it back in 92. I honestly can't remember exactly how I got started in the street racing, but once I started, it absolutely blew up. You know, when I was that old, I really didn't have any extra money, so it was pretty much bone stock cars, and if you had a set of pipes and pulleys, and oh man, if you had a gear, you were just lightning fast compared to everybody else. But my car, for whatever reason it was just one of those cars, when it come off the lot, it was just a very good running, very strong car. And I was out running cars with pipes and pulleys and gears, and I didn't have nothing done to mine really. I kept winning races and winning races and winning races, and I hate to call it sport because it's not. It was highly illegal to drag race on the road. But for the sake of this video, we'll call it a sport. Like I said, even though technically it's not, but it had gotten really, really big in our area. I mean, people would come from all over the place to do drag racing, street racing. Somewhere along the lines, I picked up the nickname Sandman. Honestly, I cannot pinpoint exactly where I got that name at or why they even called me that. I heard one guy say one time it's, the Sandman, the dream guy or whatever. He'll put them to sleep. Maybe that's why I picked up the name. I don't know, because I just won so many races. And people were starting to know who I was and who my car was, that the nickname just kind of fit. So again, I don't really know where it come from, but it stuck. Even to this day, 20 some years later, my wife and I, or me and the kids and the wife, can go out and eat somewhere or go shopping or just out and about, and it never fails. Someone will come up to me and say, "Ain't you the Sandman?" And that'll kind of spark a whole conversation about drag racing and that kind of thing. So I sold my 92 hatchback and immediately turned around and bought a 93 Reef Blue Coupe. And of course that car was considerably different. I done quite a bit more work to it. I had a 250 shot of gas on it. It was a very fast car, especially for that time period. Man, I wish I had some pictures of my Reef Blue Coupe because it was gorgeous. It had the whaled racing wheels, the bullet hole racing wheels. I think they were 8 or 10 inch on the back and a little 3 inch on the front. It just looked like a drag car. It had the roll cage in it, and it was really sweet looking. But unfortunately, I don't have any pictures of it. And I honestly can't remember why I sold it. It's been a long time ago, but I did, and kind of got away from drag racing. And of course, then that's when I kind of made some life changes and gave my heart and life to Jesus, and totally and completely forgot about my past. And life went on. I got married, had kids, and I got to a point in life to where I felt like I could control my addictions, and I feel like speed was one of those addictions, and pumping gears and that thrill of you and the other car going down through there. And we used to race back on this old country road, long straightaway. I had one that was about a 1/4 mile long, and then back up the street from it was about 1/8 of a mile. They call it the short end and the big end. And there would be cars lined up on the sides of the road, sometimes dozens, sometimes several hundred people lined up and down the side of the road. Incredibly dangerous. Now that I think about it, I'm extremely fortunate and blessed that I'm not dead or I didn't kill someone on the way. But you get to a point in life where you're a little more mature and you're kind of mellowed out a little bit, and I feel like I was at that point. And I told my wife, I said, you know what, I think I want another car. I started looking around, and of course I wanted a Fox body coupe. Originally I wanted a black on black and just could not find one anywhere. But I landed on a 93 coupe that was royal blue, and it had a Keithcraft 306 with a C4 and a Vortech blower. Pretty fast car. Kept that car for maybe 9 months roughly. You know, a car like that's technically not a daily driver. It didn't have air conditioning on it. All that had been removed. And time went on, and I got to thinking, this is just not what I want. So I made the decision to sell it. So I started looking for another car once I sold my blue 93, and I wanted a black on black coupe, 93, 92 model, either one would work. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. The ones you find, they're dogged out and ragged out and been on the track a million times, and the ones that you find that are in super nice condition, if you can find them, they literally want an arm and a leg for them. So I was talking to one of my buddies that I'd done the majority of my racing with, and he was telling me about the new models. I think this is called a Coyote motor. I've been out of this for a long time, so if my terminology is off, I'm sorry. And he was telling me about those and how off the lot they come with 450 horsepower, 460 I believe, and they're incredibly fast straight off the showroom floor. And at first I was like, no, I don't really want that. I want my Fox body. I want my old school. And the more videos I kind of watched and researched it and looked at it, I got to thinking, talking to my wife, I was like, you know what? This would actually be the daily driver. You can literally get in it and drive it to the beach in the air condition and have a high horsepower car and have some luxury like leather seats and heated seats and things like that. And you can actually hear the radio going down the road because it's not super loud like my old Fox bodies were. So that's what made me start looking for a new model. And this is a 2021. And I'd have to say I'm thoroughly impressed. When I compare this to the Fox body, no, you really can't compare them, to be honest with you, because they're two totally, completely different cars. But for what I wanted to suit me and my wife and my family, we ended up going with a new one versus getting an old Fox body and kind of doing it up like I wanted to. And I put a post on Instagram of my old car, my 93 blue one, and the comments lit up, and they were like, start a new channel on the car, and that kind of thing. So that's why I'm here. That's why the channel exists, is because I had so many people request it. Along with this would be a good time for me and my son to kind of hang out and do some things together on the car. And not to mention, YouTube's a good way to make some extra money. When you get to a certain amount of subscribers on your channel, you can monetize the videos and little advertisements that they play before the video. You get paid for that from YouTube. So, it doesn't cost the person watching the video anything. The people that advertise on YouTube, they're the ones that pay YouTube, and then YouTube passes some of that on to you for making the video. So, I figured if the channel gets big enough and, can make enough money off the actual videos itself, that I can take some of that money and put it into the car. So the channel is going to be pretty much purely about the car. You're going to get some of my personal life and some things that have happened to me personally over the years. You will hear about that. This is a 10-speed automatic, by the way. I got that because I just didn't want to change any more gears. And from what I understand, the 10 speed's actually a little stronger than the straight gear. Plans down the road for the car is I'm definitely going to change the wheels. I'm not a fan of the factory wheels. we'll lower the car just a little bit. I don't want anything crazy, squatting down on the ground. I hate that look. I want it sitting a little bit lower, but not much lower from factory. Suspension work to transfer weight to the back. I'm not necessarily worried about suspension work to handle curves. It's more of straight stretch drag racing. And of course, the motor and transmission, my end goal is 1,000 horsepower, but it has to be a daily driver, meaning I can get in and drive it to the beach, and that's 4 hours one way in the air condition without things overheating and getting out of whack and that kind of thing. So I'm thinking Whipple supercharger, maybe twin turbo. I don't know yet. That's a pretty good little ways off, so I have to really do some research on that and figure out which way I want to go. But at the end of the day, that's what I'm looking for, is somewhere around 1,000 horsepower, maybe even a little bit more than 1,000, that I can daily drive anywhere I want to go. I can drive it to church, grocery store, drive it to the beach, or the mountains, wherever, and have 1,000 horsepower whenever you want it. I think that'd be pretty cool. And again, that's really the main reason I went this route over to Fox Body, is because in Fox Body, that is extremely difficult to do. I am a car detailing nut. I watch Pan the Organizer and what's the other one? Obsessed Garage. I watch both those guys. I love detailing my car and my truck. I've got a big F350. We may even wash it in some videos and do a detail on it. But you will be seeing, quite a few videos of detailing. So, you can expect that as part of the channel as well. I ordered the blackout kit for all the lights. I went with the tint. My Fox Body wouldn't do that. I don't know what that just did, but it made a funky noise. I don't know. I ordered the tint kit to black out everything, all the lights, tail lights, parking lights. So probably one of the next videos you'll see is probably the first wash video, when I washed it the first time. And then we'll talk about ceramic coating and that kind of thing. And then shortly after that, we'll probably do the video of installing the tint. So you're going to see this car from day one all the way up to 1,000 horsepower daily driver. And of course, I'm a super busy dude with work and my other channel and some other things I have going on. So hopefully I can keep up with it. But I wouldn't expect a video every week. Matter of fact, I wouldn't expect a video every other week. It'll probably go in spurts as I get things to the car. I might break it up in 2 or 3 different videos and post a few, throughout a week or so, or either stretch them out where they last a video per week. But this channel will be nowhere remotely close to being as intense as my lawn care channel, just because that's my bread and butter. That's, kind of where I make my living at. But this one is kind of a fun channel, hobby channel. So hey, if you want to watch the progress on this, subscribe to the channel, like it, share it with your buddies, and I'll show you what happens from start to finish. So hey, I appreciate you watching. I'll check you later.